Hey guys, Halfpint here, and they just showed off Doom Eternal at QuakeCon. Here's all the new things we saw in Doom Eternal at QuakeCon. We opened up with Doom Guy looking at his helmet, which is a very similar scene that we saw during Doom 2016, a very nice nod. Throughout the demo, we also see a HoloLady come up numerous times talking about how they were trying to integrate demons into the human world.
Remember, demon can be an offensive term. Refer to them as mortally challenged.
This obviously didn't pan out very well. The UI is looking very nice and very minimalistic, which is nothing too different from Doom 2016. However, it is still a work in progress and looks very nice. No complaints here. We also see Doom Guy punching through walls to access new areas. However, we'll talk about this more later on in the video. First up, let's talk about the demons. The Baron of Hell now returns, and he also has a very explosive ground pound with those blades. Demons now look much more like their Doom 2 counterparts. Some examples are the Mancubus and the UAC troopers. Not to mention more of the Doom 2 demons have arrived, such as the Pain Element, which can still spew lost souls, the Arachnotron, fairly tanky and adds a lot of projectiles on the screen to dodge. This might become very challenging in later difficulties. And the Arc Vile does return as well, however he is shown to be a mini-boss. Will he also come back as a regular enemy to fight during battles? The demons now show what kind of damage they take. Over time, as you hit them, parts will start falling off, adding more realism as you rip and tear. One of the biggest things I noticed throughout the trailer was the fact that not only have the imps returned, but they are a hell of a lot less jumpy. Hell Knights make a return as well, and they're also less jumpy just like their imps. However, they show to be more bulky and sluggish. Caco demons can now swallow explosives. This didn't kill the Caco demon during the demo, however it did stun him. The sound effect in there for swallowing the bullet was kinda silly. Don't know if they're gonna be changing that or if that's gonna be a permanent stay. New flying demons were shown off as well, however they were very grounded during the gameplay. We'll have to wait to see how they pan out. Another big thing we saw during the gameplay was how demons hardly attacked off screen. This was showing off the AI from Doom 2016. However, it's very possible this guy was just playing on a lower difficulty to show off the game. It's not too much of a stretch to think that they might also bring elements like this into the Nightmare mode. In case you guys didn't know, the Nightmare mode was an enhanced version of the Doom campaign where the demons did a lot more damage and took a lot less damage. A lot of their AI became less player favored and there was a lot more bullshit found throughout the game. Here's hoping that they'll change this so that Nightmare mode will be less of a chore-like feeling. Also, hopefully they'll add more rewards and incentive to actually do it. Ultra Nightmare mode had no reward for completion. Weapons! Many weapons return. The Super Shotgun is back, and more powerful. The Assault Rifle comes back as well, and is very similar to how it was in the previous game. However, the Zoom Shot is now one super powerful shot. Be sure to land on the head. The Gauss Cannon returns as well. It's much more powerful, however, is very precise. Make sure you aim carefully. Oh sweet baby Jesus, the rocket launcher's back. And it also does more damage than it did in Doom 2016. The Doom 2016 rocket launcher was actually pretty wimpy. But in here we can see that not only does it do more damage, but it also looks like it's using Argent Energy. Very interested in seeing some story behind that. Throughout the Phobos showing, I was starting to think this was one of the beginner missions. However, at the end of the mission, we see Doom Guy using the Crucible. When did Doom Guy get a hold of the Crucible from Samuel? The shotgun's looking very promising and sexy. It also shows off how the new mod system will be working. Unlike using the same gun and attaching different mods, we will now see the gun entirely transformed to something else when switching between mods. The first mode fired like the Doom 2016 shotgun, except had 3 individual explosive sticky shots. The second mode completely changed the gun into an auto fire, which did a lot of damage but consumed a lot of ammo. The chainsaw returns, and during the demo had 7 charges. We don't know exactly how it works, however, it's gonna be a devastating one. The plasma cannon returns as well, which looks like a very balanced weapon. Let me know what you guys thought of the weapon down in the comment section below. And lastly, we had a giant cannon showing the Phobos base known as the BFG 10,000. No doubt we'll get our BFG back though. Moving on to the utilities, we see a lot new things for the Doom guy. Punching now has a knockback, which is going to be very helpful during gameplay. However, it looks like the demons need to be hurt quite a bit before they can start getting knocked back, unless they're weaker demons. Doom guy can now swing from objects. Most of them will have to be accessed from a double jump. However, we also saw that not only can he double jump to access them, but he can double jump once again after using them. This will be very helpful with mobility. Moving on with more mobility, we also see him use some wall climbing. Very nice, and hopefully we'll have more secret areas using more wall climbing. And to top off with the mobility, we also have boosting. This is going to be separate from double jumping, but will add more to the gameplay. Mixing double jumping and boosting will be very useful for mobility. There's also a new grapple hook that can be used to lure yourself towards enemies. We don't know if we can bring enemies to us, but we'll have to wait to find out. Mobility is going to be huge with Doom Eternal. He can change between frag grenades and a flamethrower, which the flamethrower appeared very underwhelming at first. However, at a closer inspection, looks to be more of a crowd control than just straight up damage. Expect to use the flamethrower for more crowd control instead of an instant win for harder difficulties. We also see Doom Guy acquire an extra life. We don't know exactly how this mechanic worked, as they didn't really elaborate upon it, or we didn't see it in action. Extra lives may work so that you can come back to life without having to reload a checkpoint. Might be handy on harder difficulties, unless they decide to get rid of it during Nightmare mode. Utilities look like they're going to be very important for fighting in this game. I would expect us needing to practice during Doom 2016's later levels, because looking at the new areas, they look very hazardous and that we're going to have to use the most of our mobility. Let's talk about the universe of Doom a little bit. Now that they established that Doom 2016 is more of a soft reboot and now we've crawled our way into this universe, they can now establish more of the universe in this game. Very excited to see more about the lore. They said they wanted to explore more of the universe and the lore, which is not to be confused with story. Story might continue to be straightforward like it was in Doom 2016. Again, no complaints here. New locations were hinted at by the dead. We know of Phobos, Hell on Earth, Hell, and the UAC facility. Now, when they said the UAC facility, they said we need to see what it has become since we've been gone. We don't know if this is going to be the facility on Mars or if there's a new facility that we're going to have to go onto on Earth. One more location was shown off, but was not unveiled at what it was supposed to be. It is still a mystery to all of us. However, it looks like some sort of demon home world. Is it a separate dimension from Hell, or does it have something to do with Hell? Let's talk more about the map. Levels still seem to be open-ended and less linear, just like they were in the previous Doom game. When opening the map, we saw that there was a demon corruption bar. We need to go around the area and dispel much of the corruption as possible. Runes seem to be instantly acquired now instead of a minigame. After acquiring the rune, we see Doom Guy get a perk called Bloody Punch, which allows him to do a very devastating punch after a glory kill. Alright, let's talk a little bit about multiplayer. We don't know anything about PvP just yet, however we do know that some people can invade your single player campaign, just like Dark Souls for instance. Invasions have random players interrupt your progress by jumping into your game as demons. However, I don't expect them to be too difficult, as it is a single player campaign. This mode can be turned off if you don't appreciate people invading your campaign. During the invasion, we can see that the Doom Guy actually loses all of his lives and is warned that people are incoming, so he knows where they're coming. One player was playing as a Revenant, which seems to confirm that Revenants are coming back, but was also named Doot. A nice nod to the fans. A release date has not yet been announced for this game. However, Amazon has a listing for December 31st, 2019. This is a placeholder, no doubt about that. The game might have been releasing during spring 2019, but probably got pushed back considering the fact that it's a very crowded release window at the moment. The game does look pretty finished so far from what we have seen, and pretty polished, as it has been using Doom 2016's engine. Expect to see the release date at least by next year, probably at E3. I would expect to see this game released sometime next year. And that's all we got about Doom Eternal. Be sure to let me know what you guys thought about Doom Eternal down in the comment section below. I'm very anxious to see more about this game, and hopefully we will get a release date pretty soon. Thank you all very much for watching. I've been Half Pint, fight like hell, and I'll see you guys next time.